sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy. Much love to all.
This story is about an imp who spins straw into gold in exchange for a woman's firstborn child. According to researchers at Durham University and the Nova University Lisbon, the origins of the story can be traced back to around 4,000 years ago. The name Rumpelstiltskin, as literally Little Rattlestilt, is the usually given explanation of the name. The ending -chen in the German form Rumpelstiltskin is a diminutive cognate to English kin. To give a brief overview of the story, the Grimm's adaptation starts with a miller who lies to the king that his daughter can spin straw into gold, recalling the mystical and much sought-after practice of alchemy. The king demands that the girl perform this act and shuts her in a tower filled with straw and a spinning wheel, threatening to kill her if she is incapable. Naturally, she has given up all hope until an imp-like creature appears in the room and spins the straw into gold for her in return for a necklace. This arrangement continues, in successively larger rooms, until the girl has run out of jewelry. The king, this time, has promised to marry the girl if she completes the task, and so the imp extracts a promise that her firstborn child will be given to him. Time passes, and when her first child is born, the imp returns. The now queen offers him all her wealth if she may keep the baby. The imp has no interest in her wealth but offers to give up his claim if the queen can guess his name within 3 days. The name, Rumpelstiltskin, is thought to have derived from an old children's game named Rumpelle Stilt oder der Poppart, which was mentioned in Johann Fischart's Geschichtsliteratur, or Gargantua. Fischart was a German satirist and publicist, and his game was the 363rd amusement in his book. The archaic German word stolz also means lame or with a limp, and so Rumpelstiltskin was conceived as a noisy goblin with a limp, little rattlestilt. Children would take turns to assume the role of the marauding goblin, also called a pophart or poppart, that makes noises by rattling pots and rapping on planks. The meaning is also similar to Rumpelgeist, rattle ghost, or poltergeist, a mischievous spirit that clatters and moves household objects. Although this is the first mention of Rumpelstiltskin, Fischart's book was actually a loose adaptation of an earlier time, that of the Frenchman François Rabelais. Both these men were skilled satirists and humorists who took great delight in manipulating and inventing words or phrases. Rabelais' work The Life of Gargantua and of Pantagruel told of the adventures of two giants, featuring much crudity, scatological humor and violence. The story revolves around a young woman, often depicted as a lazy and ungrateful daughter, married to a king through dishonest means, and the self-seeking goblin character that provides the dubious aid. The tale of the valiant little tailor also features a similarly self-seeking protagonist. Names are also of great significance in folklore. The only character who generally has a name is Rumpelstiltskin. The name Rumpelstiltskin could also suggest a darker theme, with Little Rattlestilt taking on a phallic interpretation. The impish creature makes gold with the young girl each night and then demands her firstborn, which may very well be his to take. Thus the story could be interpreted in the form of a women's tale, a forewarning about what married life could be like for a young, uneducated and easily manipulated female. It is only once the girl knows what to call the visiting imp, thus gaining masculine knowledge, that she is able to control her own fate. In the Mongolian derivation, the use of magic language, the only story to feature a male lead, the prince is explicitly sent on a quest to gain knowledge, before he meets his untimely end. As well as altering the name of the antagonist, the differing versions from Europe and the wider world present the basic narrative in strikingly imaginative ways. Giambattista Basile, a Neapolitan poet and courtier, published the first full-length printed version of the Rumpelstiltskin-type narrative in his Pentameron. Whilst differing substantially from the Grimm's later tale, Basile did introduce the main features of the narrative, the lie about the young girl's ability to spin flax, her subsequent marriage to a wealthy, though demanding, husband, and the aid of the helper, this time fairies, instead of the imp. Crucially though, Basile's story is the only version not to have a name-guessing game. The Swedish version presents the Rumpelstiltskin character, named Tiddly Tur, as an ugly and deformed man, described later in the tale as a dwarf. This change is significant and arguably a mistranslation, as in the original German, the Grimms referred to Rumpelstiltskin as a manline, little man, as opposed to the word zwerg, meaning dwarf. In traditional fairy tale narratives, dwarves are largely irrelevant beings with little or no magical powers. In contrast, manlines are more associated with goodness. For example, in the Grimms' The Three Manline of the Woods, the wise and knowledgeable creatures help the young girl to marry the prince. Although he doesn't seem good, Rumpelstiltskin is incredibly knowledgeable, being able to spin the gold that the young woman requires. Spinning itself has obvious connotations with fate as the activity which is used to control people's destinies. If Rumpelstiltskin is thus as wise and as powerful as the imagery would suggest, why does he then give the young woman a chance to escape her fateful promise and keep her firstborn? Rumpelstiltskin could be portrayed as a devil-like character, trying to tempt the woman into the sin of giving up her child. But by offering the woman a chance at redemption, his behavior hints at the double-sided temperament of manlines, fairies, imps and the like, with both good and bad elements to their character. As a testament to this story's ability to inspire and entertain generations of readers, Rumpelstiltskin continues to influence popular culture internationally, lending plot elements, allusions and tropes to a wide variety of artistic mediums. The tale has been translated into almost every language across the globe and, very excitingly, is continuing to evolve in the present day.
Thank you for watching. I hope to see you again soon. Till the next time, much love.